Hey guys, we're back with just a final build overview for the Venom Gaia Assassin build, just showing you the content I've been doing, where we got up to, the gear we've achieved, etc. As you saw from the video just played before, we've done Guardians, not very well just because I'm not very experienced with them. It's my second time attempting Chimera. It's the first time I've done them, so mechanically I'm not that great. I think if you were better, you'd probably be able to do it just fine. But for me, I struggled a bit. I wasn't expecting those fireballs. We've done 145 maps of the Atlas. We've just got to finish off the little unique ones like Coward's Trail, etc. that just I haven't picked up. And we've also done the Lair of the Hydra map. This build was an insane league starter. You could get started very cheap, wasn't really a problem, and I haven't really upgraded anything. As you might have seen in the other videos and stuff, I have all 4 resistances, 43 fire resistance, and 69 cold. I haven't capped a single one, and I can still do Guardians, etc. Like, mind you, I still die, and if you were capped, you would probably live, but it's insane. I'm only running on a 5 link. I've got pretty decent claws. I've upgraded them. They're around 300 PDPS, but not pushing anything nutty. Not going for like any end game craziness. So it's actually pretty achievable for a league starter. It helps a lot. At first, there was a lot of doubt with the physical conversion because we just didn't know what it was going to be like. But the 50% really didn't seem to be a problem. And because we have Frimsaries, we freed up the points around Winter Spirit that we were allowed to invest elsewhere, which I invested in Longshot. We do have a few things to go over. Pretty much, I've had a lot of complaints about single target. I wasn't really designing the build for single target and Guardians, but they're completely doable. I'll be going over that more in the frequently asked questions in a bit, and I'll be going through the main gripes that people have run into, or problems people have run into with the build, and just crushing through them, sewing them all, etc. For our gear, we don't need an enchant. If you do want an enchant, there was a comment asking for one. The Venom Gaia 40% increased damage would be the best. A 5-link Duressos will do just fine. If you have the budget, go for a 6-link, and you can add Hypothermia if you can get the colors for it. I definitely want Hypothermia as your 5th if you can get the colors for it, but Chromatic Orbs are always the broke boy currency, so I haven't gone to get it. The main issue people run into is mana. If you just keep a low level precision, it shouldn't be a problem. And you can pretty much go through your whole Atlas. I didn't put on precision until like level 89 maybe, and even then it's really not necessary. As long as you avoid Cannot Leech maps and even Ellie Reflect, if you have 100% crit it's not a problem, but it's pretty hard to get 100% crit unless you go all in on the build. The build is really designed for maps, so I have an Underground Sea example which I'll be uploading just after this video, which is like the perfect example of what this build should be doing, which is big thick maps with Atlas, stuff like Abyss, Beyond, the Blight, etc. and it crushes through it no problem, and that's really what I want to achieve. Guardians not so much. I put it in there because I imagine people would want to see it, but I've got a juicy thick gameplay with Underground Sea, and that's what I really want to be showcasing. So these are the frequently asked questions that I get on a day-to-day basis. I'm going to do a write-up on the build guide for it, but if you want to hear video form, it's here. If you want to read it, go to the build guide, link in the description. But I've written them up here for now so I can read off and answer them for you guys. So the first one is, are wasp nests good for this build? This is a pretty commonly asked question, and I would say no. Unless you plan to scale the poison damage, there isn't really a point in going the wasp nests, including the fact that they're incredibly expensive this league because everyone is going poison. A good rare claw is always going to beat out a wasp nest. They have good damage, but it's just not going to win. We want to scale our physical to cold, and doing a lot of poison damage is not what we're wanting. It's not a bad option. If you happen to get one drop and you want to use it while leveling, go for it. Otherwise, definitely try and pick up a rare PDPS, well-rolled PDPS claw. Doesn't the 50% conversion to chaos make scaling the cold bad? This is a pretty common misconception. We do scale 50% initially on the Venom Gaia gem, but it doesn't make the cold scaling bad. We can still get heaps of freeze off our cold as we're still doing a lot of damage, even if half our damage is flat chaos damage. In the end, it ends up being like 68% of our damage is cold, even though we only have 50% conversion, we still end up doing more cold damage in like 100% bracket just because of how hard our cold damage is hitting. Why aren't we using poison? This is just a personal preference thing. I don't really like playing with poison. I don't enjoy ramp up. I don't enjoy proliferation too much. So it's just a personal thing. I haven't really made a poison build. There's probably plenty out there that are great. I just really like Herald of Ice Shatters and things like that, so I always go elemental. If anything, I really need to steer away from elemental a little bit. What should I level with, and when should I switch to Venom Gaia? Definitely level with Cobra Lash. I personally used Cobra Lash with Onslaught, LMP, and Nightblade when I got it. I used that about Act 2, about Act 5, and then you can switch to Venom Gaia once you have GMP and Forg. Cobra Lash is pretty good, and it feels really good, and it makes switching really difficult because you have this awesome skill that you're like, damn, maybe I really want to play Cobra Lash instead. But once you get to Act 5, you find the damage when you're not scaling poison falls off quite a bit with Cobra Lash, and then switching to Venom Gaia and adding in GMP and Fork is actually a really nice boost to your damage. I'm scared of the low life pool. How good are the defenses? The defenses in this build are really noticeable. Like, I usually play shit tier defense builds. I'm a bit of a Papega, but in this build with Elusive, it's insane. The amount of dodge we have is unreal, and I've survived some ridiculous maps thanks to it. I'll be posting up a video of the Underground Sea where I'm just on 3k life, ramping through T12, killing all the Beyond bosses and stuff, and it got risky in some cases, but you're just dodging so much, it's not even a problem. And on top of that, we leech and everything. So it's really fun. It's really risky. I really wouldn't be playing it in hardcore, which I'll address in a bit. But it's a fun play style for reckless standard users like myself. Why don't we use Pierce, and what should we use instead? I don't use Pierce personally because I don't think it's fun. It just feels like shit when you're using it. I don't know. I've had a lot of discussion about this with people on the forums and stuff. A lot of people love Pierce, and if you do go Pierce, awesome, props to you. If you go Pierce, definitely switch out Fork for a different gem, and you can do way more damage. I don't really like Pierce. I don't think it's that fun. And it doesn't feel as great as people were making it out to be. I tried it for a bit. I switched to piercing shots on the tree, and it's piercing around 2 layers of the pack. But it just felt like it was about the same clear, and I enjoyed the playstyle of chucking out a million blades and just dashing through everything as I did it. So it's really just a personal preference. If you use Pierce, swap Fork out, give it some more damage. If you don't use Pierce, just use the setup that's in the build guide. My single target DPS feels really weak. How do we make it better? This is the question I get asked every single day. First of all, you want to upgrade your claws. You can get anything from 250 PDPS up. You'll be solid after that. On top of that, Ancestral Protector. God damn, you need your Ancestral Protector set up when you're getting into red maps. Before red maps, if you have some single target issues, you should just get your better claws. Make sure you have your gems set up properly. Gem links are really important in this build. But other than that, Ancestral Protector, he helps you out heaps, especially on the red maps. He's a scuffed decoy totem, you get huge attack speed, and you can just romp through those bosses and get your Atlas Clear bonus. It's not even a problem. On the Chimera at the start of the video, he just took the Chimera's hits all day once I realized the mechanics of the fight. It was insane. And because he also has Elusive, he's also dodging and healing it all back. It's unreal. He's actually MVP. We're having lots of mana problems. How do we sustain the mana? So first of all, as long as you probably have got it, but Soul Raker, a lot of people seem to miss that one. People seem to miss Soul Raker. You also need to be hitting the packs of mobs, and the main one, not leveling your precision too high. The build we design around is level 95, and I put in like a level 10 precision. Don't do it. I was made a mistake. Level your precision till you find you can't sustain your mana anymore, and when you cannot sustain your mana, de-level it 1 with an Orb of Scarin. I'm at level 92 and I have it at level 5. I know some people have it higher, some people have it lower. As long as you have it at a low level, it doesn't matter. You're still going to be getting a huge benefit from it. Don't really need it at level 10. Definitely don't need it higher. Just level until you personally find it's a good level, and then settle for that. What gear should I be prioritizing first? definitely claws. You want to be going your rare claws as a first upgrade, and also getting the 5-link Duressos. You can get this really easily by using the Jeweler's Touch Prophecy. They're like maybe 12 chaos, and a Duressos is maybe 9 chaos. Do a few chaos recipes while you're doing Blood Aqueducts, and you can come out of Blood Aqueducts with a 5-link Duressos, no problem. Then you want to look at upgrading your claws to 250 DPS, PDPS to 300. After that, you can be looking for big chase items like the Pandemonias or other unique or other high rare claws. We really don't need a Pandemonius. It's really good for survivability, but I don't have it and I was doing Guardians. So if you're really wanting to just absolutely thrash through the content, grab it. But even I had problems with how fast the build got. When I started leveling my new character and I switched back, I died quite a few times just because I was just blitzing through with the Whirling Blades, and it made it really difficult. It's great. It's great when you level with it, but when you come back to it, the speed's like, it's actually like uncanny. And last but not least, hardcore survivability and solo Southbound viability. Solo Southbound viable, definitely. The main unique we need is Frimsaras. That's pretty much it. Once you've got that, we can convert all our fizz, and even then, you don't really need it. We can definitely go without it and just use Winter Spirit or something, but definitely viable. I'd only recommend any of these options though if you're a more experienced player, especially hardcore. While I said the defense feels great, there's many times, especially because I'm under resistance, elemental resistance capped, where I'm just getting clapped. While I did the Chimera, I got clapped twice. When I did Hydra, I got clapped twice. It just happens. It's the kind of the nature of the game when you run in with dodge mechanics. Yeah, you can dodge 90% of the time, 95% of the time, but when you don't dodge that 5% of the time, you're just going to get shit on, and it's just kind of how it goes. There's really not much to do about it. If you are a hardcore player and you play a lot, you probably could adapt this build to make it work, and you're probably a lot more patient than I am, so it's probably not a problem. Same as solo Southbound. You're probably very, very patient. Building your own claws, really good. Incursion, if you get the Tacites mod or something like that, it's insane. Let alone if you get a Shaper Claw, that's even better. But if you do any of these, you're probably better than I am, so you're probably not looking at this build. But if you are, let me know. It's curious to see what people are doing with this build. I had someone message me saying they got a mirror, and it's unreal. Like, people getting mirrors are following my builds, but it's really cool to know. With that, I'm gonna wrap up the video. I'm gonna leave a classic. For me, I have like I guess a litmus test for builds. It's how fast can it run channel. It's kind of like the old Gorge. If you played back in the day, Gorge was like the tester map. For me, it's now channel / waterways. How fast I can run it. I'm gonna leave that, let that play. It's kind of like just a meme, but who knows. And definitely check out the Underground Sea video for a perfect example of how the build plays in difficult maps. Thank you. If you haven't liked, subscribed, please do. It helps a lot. And I'll be posting my build guides here, so it's a good way to keep track of them.
An MRRL time. Me and Mark Rutsu. Me and fucking Mark Rutsu. That's fucking right. I skipped 113. I'm a fucking legend. I've never seen a 113, and I never fucking will. 112, baby. To the day I fucking die. Yes! About time I get a fucking lucky break in this fucking game, motherfuckers, and I clutch the goddamn grenade launcher. That's fucking right! Yeah, this one. Right here, it's this one. My insane pace. Right here, this is the 112. Right here, yes! It's fucking it. I'm gonna have to find the actual whole vid off of it, and I'm gonna have to get it. Dude, what a rush! What a rush! Watch this. Watch when I get the grenade. Look at that. See how fast my pace is? Right in the fucking head! Yeah! Got a fucking 112, baby! That's right! You see that clutchness? I am fucking clutch! Look at this fucking line I take. I'm like, yeah, baby! Fucking do this! I wait. Right when he starts firing to try to back boost me, the double. Body armor. 2 quick ones. I already know I'm getting there on the perfect line. Look at the fucking pace! 50, 49, 47, baby! That's fucking right! That's fucking it! Fucking pumped watching this one again. I waited to cinema too because I said, oh my god, it might be 112. And it fucking is! It fucking is, baby! Yeah! Look at me typing to you guys. You guys didn't believe me. I'm typing a storm. Dude, I fucking just got Streets 112 and it's not fucking coming on. Yes! I fucking did it! That's right! I skipped 113. I'm a legend. I am a fucking legend. I'm a fucking legend. Yes! I am a fucking legend.